The Great Itch. Imagine you're waking up in a cave 30,000 years ago. You stretch, walk past the embers of last night's fire, and catch your reflection in a still pool of water. You don't see a clean-cut face. You see a massive, tangled thicket of hair covering your jaw, your neck, and half your chest. It's matted with dust, bits of dried mammoth meat, and, if we're being honest, a small ecosystem of lice. In the modern world, shaving is a chore we do for a job interview or a date. But for you, in the Stone Age, facial hair isn't a style choice. It's a survival liability. It's itchy, it's heavy, and in a life-or-death struggle, it's a handle for an enemy to grab. So, how do you get rid of it? You don't have a triple-blade razor or shaving cream. You have rocks, shells, and a very high tolerance for pain. Today, we're looking at the science behind everyday things we take for granted. The moment we decided to stop being the hairy ape and started grooming for our lives. Why hair was a nightmare. Before we talk about how we shaved, we have to talk about why we stopped being hairy. Most mammals love their fur. But as we've seen in the real reason humans started wearing clothes, we traded our natural fur for expensive tissue, like big brains and the ability to sweat. However, the beard remained. For ancient men, facial hair served as a social signal of maturity, but it came with a cost. In the humid savanna, a thick beard is a magnet for parasites. In the freezing ice age, as seen in our look at meat stitches and leather gear, a beard can actually be dangerous. If you're breathing heavily in minus 40-degree weather, the moisture in your breath traps in your beard and freezes. You aren't just rocking a lumberjack look. You're carrying a literal block of ice on your face that can cause frostbite on your chin. To survive, you needed that hair gone. The Bronze Age versus the Stone Age. Long before the Bronze Age brought us metal razors, you were using the world's first disposable blades, obsidian and flint. If you've ever seen a piece of volcanic obsidian, you know it can be napped to an edge thinner and sharper than a modern surgical scalpel. You sit by the campfire and carefully flake away a piece of stone until it's razor sharp. But here's the weird historical detail. You probably didn't shave the way we do now. You likely plucked. Using two clamshells like a pair of tweezers, you would painstakingly pull out each hair by the root. It was a nightmare that makes getting neat stitches into leather look like a vacation. It was slow, it was agonizing, but it was the only way to get a truly smooth face before the invention of the blade. Bat blood and arsenic. As humans moved into early civilizations, grooming became an obsession. In ancient Egypt, being hairless was a sign of divinity and high status. If you had hair on your face, you were seen as unclean or barbaric. But they didn't just use blades. They used chemical depilatories. Imagine mixing lime, arsenic, and according to some ancient texts, bat blood into a paste and smearing it on your face. This prehistoric nair would literally dissolve the hair. It also probably dissolved a layer of your skin. But hey, that's the price of beauty. In ancient Greece, we see the return of the pessoi, the same smooth stones used for bathroom hygiene, used as an abrasive to rub away stubble. You aren't just shaving, you are essentially sandpapering your own face to stay civilized. The barber shaman. Just like we saw in the history of prehistoric nightlife, grooming was a communal act. You didn't shave yourself. That's a great way to accidentally slit your own throat with a piece of flint. Grooming was part of the social shield. You sat by the fire, and a tribe mate, perhaps the same person who helped you survive a broken bone, would carefully scrape the hair from your face. This was the birth of the barber. This act of grooming built trust. It was an investment of time and care that proved the tribe was a single unit. You trusted this person with a sharp stone at your neck, and in return, they helped you stay clean, healthy, and free of parasites. It's the IKEA effect of social bonding. The more effort we put into each other's appearance, the more we value the tribe. The legacy of the blade. Every time you pick up a razor in your brightly lit bathroom, you are performing a ritual that is tens of thousands of years old. You aren't just trimming hair, you are participating in a long line of human ingenuity that started with a broken rock and a clamshell. We didn't start shaving because we wanted to look good in selfies. We started shaving to survive the ice, to defeat the parasites, and to signal to our tribe that we were part of the community. You are the descendant of the people who plucked their faces with shells and sanded their skin with stones, so that one day you could have the science behind everyday things right in your medicine cabinet. So the next time you feel that morning stubble, remember, you aren't just looking at hair. You're looking at history.